Good stories about family. Someone once said, family is the first classroom to teach us our first words, and it teaches us what it means to love, protect, and be compassionate. Only this place can be forgiven enough when we make mistakes, and it is also the only place where we can return after we fall. Even if we have hundreds of places to go, there is only one place we want to return to, and that is our family. After the storms of life, the family is like a mother embracing her children with compassion and tolerance. It is also the only place that can protect us without any return. The family, these two words are more sacred than we think. Here is a collection of good stories about family to make us cherish our family more. 5 more minutes in a park. A woman was sitting next to a man on a bench near the playground. "That's my son," the woman said, pointing to a boy playing on the slide wearing a red sweater. "What a cute little boy," the man said. "And there's my daughter, she's riding a bike in a white dress." Then, the man looked at his watch and called his daughter. "Are you done playing, Melissa?" Melissa begged. 5 more minutes, please. Please. Just 5 more minutes." The man nodded and she went back to playing with her bike as she had hoped. Time passed and the man called his daughter again. "Can we go now, honey?" Melissa begged. "Just 5 more minutes, please. 5 more minutes, that's all." The man smiled and said, "Okay, honey." "He is really a patient man," the woman said. The man then continued, "Tommy, her older brother, was killed in a traffic accident by a drunk driver when he was riding his bike in a place not far from here. I didn't spend enough time with Tommy and now I'm willing to give up everything just to have 5 more minutes with him. I vowed never to make the same mistake with Melissa. She thinks she's lucky to have 5 more minutes to play. But the truth is, I'm the lucky one to have 5 more minutes to watch her happy." Adopted child. The teacher showed the class a photo of a family. There was a boy of a different color from everyone else. A boy stood up and said, "That boy is adopted, isn't he?" The teacher smiled slightly and said, "Why do you say that?" The boy shook his head and sat down. A girl who was shyly said, "I know a lot about adopted children." There was a question from the bottom of the class. What is an adopted child? The girl stood up, her chest puffed out, her face bright, her 2 braids shaking, and she said in a loud voice, "Adopted children mean that they grow up from their mother's heart, not from their stomach." The wall. There was a guy in high school who was always immersed in the internet at school, and he often climbed over the wall to get out at night to go online. One day, as usual, he climbed over the wall to go out, but he hurriedly pulled his foot back halfway, his face very strange, and said nothing. Later, he studied hard and never went online again. His classmates thought he had met a ghost. Later, when he was admitted to a famous school, his friends asked him about the previous incident. He pondered for a long time before saying, "My father came to bring me living expenses that day, but he didn't dare to stay in the hotel, so he sat on the wall all night." With love, we will have the motivation to move forward. Everything we do is for our relatives. I hope all children understand the hardships of their parents. The burnt toast. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I remember that my mom would sometimes burn the toast. One night, my mom came home from a long day of work and made dinner for my dad and me. She put out a few slices of burnt toast, not just burnt, but burnt black. I sat there looking at the toast and waited to see if anyone would notice anything unusual and speak up. But my dad just ate his slice and asked me about my homework and things at school as usual. I don't remember what I said to him that day, but I remember hearing my mom apologize to him for burning the toast. And I will never forget what my dad said to my mom. Honey, I like burnt toast. That night, I went to my dad's bedside to say good night and asked if he really liked